on!
Probably should have grabbed Megan. Anything to get her and Roland to stop leaving the ball together.
Well, I don't think he'll do anything to hurt her. Just wish I knew what his game plan was.
If he's trying to take control of the country, maybe he's going to use Megan in some way.
Oh, I wish I knew what he was going to do. But why Megan, of all people?
Do you have any idea where he could be?
No. It's obvious right now. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to concern myself about getting you and Sarah out of Mendorra.
I'm not going anywhere without Megan, and I know Sarah won't go either.
No heroics, Cassie, please. Right now, I want you and Sarah out of the country safely tonight. Just wish I could get in touch with the State Department. Oh!
Well, there's no use in trying, Dorian. All of the international lines going in and out of the country are being monitored.
How dare you interfere with my duties and my rights as American ambassador to Mendorra?
You're right. You have no rights. As of this moment, you are a prisoner.
No! No!
Who is this? Is this some kind of cruel joke? Hello? So all I need is a prank phone call. Max. Max, I wish this was a magic coin because it would bring you back to me. I could just see you once more.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry.
All right. What are you doing up? Who are you trying to call?
Never mind that. Why didn't you tell me?
I'm sorry. I was going to.
When? Why did I have to find out from this?
Max, give me the mirror.
I'm a monster.
No, you're not, Max.
Take a look at me. I belong in a freak show.
Please, you must forget what you saw. You have to concentrate all your energy on healing.
Remember, Jared's an excellent plastic surgeon. He can help you get better.
Help me? Why did you even bother trying to save me from the car? Why didn't you just let me die?
Lily, please prepare another sedative.
No! No more sedatives. I don't want to be doped up anymore. And don't look at me like that, Doctor. I'm not the kind of man that would kill myself, even if I have to spend the rest of my life looking like a freak.
No, you won't. Believe me, I can help you.
You want to help me? Leave me alone.
Jared, perhaps you should go. It's getting late. They'll be expecting you at home.
I don't think it's wise to leave you alone.
It's all right. I'll be fine.
It might bring back too many painful memories.
You never stop worrying about me, do you?
How can I? I love you, Lily.
I love you, but there's no need to worry.
Call me if you need me.
I will.
Very touching.
Jared's my life. That's why I wanted you to stay here. I didn't want anybody to find out about us. But, I realized I was wrong. You need to be with the woman you love. That's why I've decided to take you back to Gabrielle.
Prisoner? Well, I think you're mistaken. You are trespassing on United States territory, and I demand that you leave now. Just what's so funny?
You are. Oh, the great Madam Ambassador, completely duped into doing exactly what Roland wanted you to do.
And just what is it he wanted me to do?
Oh, well, Roland thought he had you thoroughly convinced that he wanted to help his brother Raymond, when in fact all he wanted was to have Sarah here for his own purposes.
And you're going to take great pleasure in telling me those purposes, aren't you?
No, not at this moment. All that matters now is that your usefulness to Roland is over. And as a reward, you were such a good pawn in his game plan that we've decided that we're going to send you on a little skiing holiday way in the countryside before you can alert your government.
Well, you'll just have to tell Roland that he's a little late, because I've already alerted them. You see, right after the ball, I came here, wrote up my report, sent it to the State Department via secret messenger. So why don't you just quietly leave now, before this international incident hits the fan?
Nice try, Dorian. But in the first place, you haven't had time to reach your State Department. And in the second place, you know we've been monitoring your every move.
Yes, I know. I found the bug you left in her office.
That changes nothing. The plan is still in motion, and nothing can stop Roland now.
Stop him from what?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough. And now, Dorian, we're going to take a little trip.
Don't you touch me.
It's useless to resist. You're going to have to come with me whether you like it or not.
Oh, no. I am not going anywhere with my daughter here alone and unprotected.
I assure you no harm will come to her.
Oh, you're right about that, lady, because I have just about had it with your nonsense. I have asked you to leave twice, and you have refused. Now I will get my guards, and I'll have to take you by force.
Why did I let Megan go off with Roland? Why didn't I insist she stay away from him?
Believe me, there was nothing you could have done to make her change her mind.
But doesn't she realize the danger she's putting herself into?
Apparently she thought it was worth the risk if she could get some information from Roland.
If she can get anything out of him, which I doubt. I mean, there's no way on earth that Roland's going to divulge his plans to her. He's much too clever for that. Unless...
Unless what?
Oh, nothing.
Raymond, obviously you just thought of something that upset you.
Yes, and I don't want it to upset you.
Well, please don't protect me. If this has to do with Megan, I'd like to know about it.
Well, it's just that I know my brother, and he never wastes his precious time on anyone unless they can be of some use to him.
Are you saying that you think my sister is somehow involved in his plan to take over the throne?
Sarah, all I know is that my brother is a dangerous and desperate man. He'll use anyone or anything to get what he wants.
And my sister is out with this guy? I mean, isn't there something you can do about this? Can't you send out the palace guards to go look for them or something?
I knew I shouldn't have told you what I was thinking.
Raymond, if you're right about this...
Sarah, please, let's just wait and see, all right? I mean, Megan could come waltzing in here any minute now with nothing worse than a headache from having to endure Roland's company.
Well, I wish I could be so sure.
Sarah, please, just try and get some rest. Everything's going to be all right, I promise. Sarah.
Okay, all right. I'll try not to worry about this. I can't guarantee I'm going to get any rest, though.
You've had a busy day. You're going to go out like a light as soon as your head hits the pillow, I promise.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence.
Anytime. Good night.
Good night. Here, let me...
Klaus?
Very foolish, Megan. In this weather, you could catch your death.
Why are you doing this to me?
You got in the way. You should never have come to Mendorra. It's your sister we need.
You've kidnapped Sarah as well?
Relax. She's quite safe. She's about to have the chance every woman dreams of. Very shortly now, she will be crowned Queen of Mendorra.
Back to Gabrielle. Are you out of your mind?
You need to be with her, Max, just like I needed to be with
Do you
Dad.
think I would actually let her see me like this?
She loves you, Max.
There are some things love can't handle.
Max, listen to me. One summer about 10 years ago, my parents picked me up from camp. My dad had just learned to fly, so we were going home in a plane he'd just bought. It was a beautiful day for flying, and I remember how proud my father was. But as we got closer to home, we ran into some bad weather. and the plane crashed in the mountains outside Llanview. My parents were killed instantly.
I'm sorry.
At first, I thought they were the lucky ones. Yeah, I'd survived. But my face was horribly burned and disfigured. I felt then just like you do now. I was 16 years old and all alone in the world. Who would want me? Who could love me? But that's when I met Jared. After all the other doctors gave up on me, he took me under his personal care. He perfected a technique that he'd been working on at the time. And finally, he created the miracle I see every single time I look in the mirror. And Jared can do the same thing for you. I'm living proof of that.
Maybe he can help you. But I'm too far gone for miracles.
Not if you have faith and love. That's what made me whole again, was Jared's love for me. That's what made the miracle possible. And I know Gabrielle's love can do the same thing for you. She can help you feel good on the inside so Jared can make you better on the outside.
You are wrong. She'll never be able to love me again.
She was going to marry you, Max. She was going to stand up before God and say, this is the man I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. That kind of love, the love that you and Gabrielle share, that never dies.
It will once she gets a good look at me.
So what are you saying? She would have lied? She had no intention of keeping her vows?
No.
Then go to her. Give her a chance to show you just how much she really loves you.
And what if she can't stand the sight of me?
It's the man on the inside that she loves. You've got to believe that.
Promise you won't leave me there? What if she panics and she calls the police or something?
Don't worry, don't worry. Here's some of Jared's clothes. I'll wait in the car until you come out and tell me everything's okay. Which it will be. Trust me, Max. Very soon, Gabrielle's going to be holding you in her arms again.
Oh, good. Roger, I was hoping I would find you here.
Yeah, I'm just doing a little work on tomorrow's campaign engagement. Something wrong? You look puzzled.
Yes, well, I just seen something that I find rather bizarre.
What's that?
I didn't have much of a chance to speak to Brenda at the memorial. And then after you paid me your little impromptu visit at Llanview, I called her and I thought I'd stop by and see how she was doing. After all, Max meant a lot to her. She was going to marry his brother and he helped her find Stephen. Oh, anyway, Brenda's now living in the cottage on Michael Grand's estate.
Yeah, I heard something to that effect at the memorial.
Right, so there I am at Grandview and not terribly comfortable about it because of the way Michael tried to use me. And guess who I saw driving right up to the main house?
I have no idea.
Burke Winger.
Herb's campaign manager?
Yes. And obviously not in broad daylight. She was slithering in the dark.
So, Herb Callison's campaign manager is meeting with Michael Grand on the sly. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes. I think all those television ads that Herb has been running.
The full-page ads in the Chronicle.
Yeah, all those slick, high-gloss leaflets.
Posters, placards, billboards, that all takes a lot of money.
Yep. And I would bet you anything that Michael Grand is sweetening the pot.
Mm-hmm.
I would bet you that after he left here, after I turned his help down, he went straight to Herb with the same offer.
And Herb took him up on it.
I know. And it's such a shame, too, because I thought that Herb had changed.
Well, maybe it's time to think again.
I just don't want to believe that Herb would set himself up as a stooge for Michael Grand.
Well, believe it. These campaign smears have Burke Winger's name written all over them. I mean, her motto is, if you can't win on the issues, then start slinging the mud. That picture of us in the paper last week, that's grade A Burke Winger.
I know, but I also don't want to believe that Herb would approve such tactics.
I know, but from what you've just told me, everything's starting to make sense. You may be in the ring with Herb Callison, but the person you're really up against is Michael Grand.
Where are my guards?
Your guards have gone to their barracks.
How dare they leave their watch?
Now, don't blame them. They were under the false impression that Ambassador Lord wanted to spend the evening alone.
This is outrageous.
No, Dorian, this is Mendorra. And despite its charming atmosphere, our militia is very well trained to obey orders. Even orders to shoot.
I swear to God, you better not do anything to harm my daughter.
Oh, the maternal instinct to protect one's young. And an admirable trait, I assure you. But it's not necessary in this situation. As I told you before, no harm will come to her if you cooperate with me and you follow my instructions.
All right. All right, what will happen if I go?
You will be locked safely away, and Cassie will stay here at the embassy, and should anyone come looking for you, she will tell them that you have gone off and taken a skiing holiday.
I'll refuse.
I doubt it, not with your mother here held hostage, and me continually by your side, making sure that you don't slip up.
All right, now what does me being locked up have to do with Roland taking Megan on a drive?
I didn't say it did.
I'm asking you if it does.
Well, you'll find out soon enough. Now, are you going to come along with me peacefully, or am I going to have to turn this into a very messy affair?
I don't have any choice, darling. I have to go.
Mom, no.
Yes, come on. I'll be all right, as long as I know you're safe. Come on. Oh, be strong for me, darling. Please, please. For me. I am warning you.
Take her away, please.
Mom, my
You
daughter.
stay right where you are, and you listen to me. Because I'm only going to say this once. Now, unless you cooperate with me, some people that you care very deeply about, including your mother, will die.
No tricks this time.
That won't be necessary. Raymond will send his army after me. You're not going to get away with this.
I couldn't disagree with you more. Everything is proceeding quite perfectly. Welcome to Castle Landsdorf, your new home.
Someone there?
All right. So I'm up against Michael Grand as well now.
Yeah, we're trying to run an honest, decent campaign here, and Michael Grand is lurking around in the shadows doing his damnedest to sabotage it.
So what are we going to do?
We fight fire with fire.
No. No, I will not stoop to his level.
Believe me, Victoria, I don't want it to come to that either. But it's time we got tough. You know, maybe there may be a way that we can bluff Herb into dealing with the issues instead of clouding them with smear tactics.
How do we do that?
Suppose what we're saying is right. Michael is contributing heavily to Herb's campaign. Given that, what's the last thing Michael would want?
Well, to be found out.
Right. You and I both know how he likes to operate. Behind the scenes, cutting private deals, anything but open and above board.
Oh. So we just let him know that we're on to him.
Yes, and that we're willing to go public with what we know.
We are? This is an educated guess on our part. What if we're wrong?
I don't think we are. Everything adds up too neatly, and we can use it to our advantage. Michael Grand will fold like a house of cards, and we can get Herb to pull those ads accusing you of being a Buchanan pawn.
All right. All right, I'm willing to try it if you are.
Great. I'll call for a meeting for the three of us for tomorrow morning.
Roger, I do think we have to be very, very careful. Michael is ruthless. If he senses that we're bluffing, this may end up to be a breakfast meeting with us as the main course.
You danced magnificent, both on stage and at the ball. Debra, what's the matter?
Wasn't that Dorian?
Where?
With those two men, yes, I'm positive that was Dorian.
You shouldn't become so involved in politics. It's so boring.
No, but those two men had guns. I mean, she might be in danger.
She probably asked him to escort her to some late-night meeting. Come, there's someplace I've been dying to take you.
Okay, stop pushing me. Take your hands off me.
Well, it's not an apartment at the palace, but I hope that your new lodgings will be to your liking.
What's not to like? Cold, damp, and cool. Great place to be locked up and forgotten for a while.
Yes, I must admit, several of my not-so-noble ancestors were rather ill-treated here.
Ill-treated? As in tortured?
Mercilessly.
Oh, and now it's your turn to even the score, is that it?
Oh, no. You'll be well-treated. You're too important to me.
Oh, isn't that nice? And there I thought that you didn't like me. Well, pardon me for being eccentric, but when someone puts a gun to my head and shoves me
I
in the
am
dungeon,
only
I get a
doing
feeling...
what I have to do. I will not harm you. I will do everything in my power to make your stay here as comfortable as possible. Why, I'm even having some of your clothing brought over here.
Oh, aren't you a dear? Why don't you have room service send up a bottle of champagne while you're at it?
See that she's securely locked in.
Wait a minute, Mr. Prince of Darkness. Before you turn the key on me and throw it into the moat, I want an answer. What's all this talk about Sarah becoming the Queen of Mendorra?
Or simply that. Soon, Sarah will be Mendorra's queen, loved and adored by all of her faithful subjects.
How is that possible? She's a commoner. She's not even a citizen of Mendorra.
You seem to forget. We're in this little fairy tale country where anything can come true. Now, what sort of a host would I be if I were to allow the story to end without everyone living happily ever after?
Oh, heaven forbid.
But I must warn you, that ending depends on how everyone plays the game, including you.
Happening. People have not been locked up in towers since the 18th century. Roland, let me out. I demand you to open this door.
Brought you some breakfast.
I'm hungry.
Did you stay up all night? Couldn't you sleep? Must have been the pain from the wounds.
I can take that pain. What I couldn't take was the look of horror in Gabrielle's eyes when she looked at me.
You frightened her. You said you woke her from a deep sleep. She suddenly saw this man with bandages. Who knows what she thought?
I'll tell you what she thought. She thought she was looking at some kind of monster.
You're not a
I
monster.
never should have listened to you. I never should have gone to see her.
Max, come on.
No, forget it. Now just get out of here and leave me alone.
Max.
I said, leave me alone.
Excuse me, Miss Callison, but there's a Debra Medina outside. She says she has to see you.
Please tell her that I can't see anybody right now.
Please tell her that Miss Callison will be with her in a moment. Thank you. That is not what I call cooperating.
I'm just not up to seeing anybody right now, okay?
No, it's not okay. The reason that I put the guards back at their post is because I assumed that you wouldn't do anything to harm your mother. Now, am I wrong in making this kind of assumption?
No.
Good. Then put on your best happy face, because the way you treat visitors here at the embassy has everything to do with your mother's life. Is that understood?
Perfectly.
Good.
Debra, hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. You were so good in the ballet last night. I mean, your leaps were incredible.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed the ballet. Oh, excuse me. I didn't know you had someone here.
Oh, the Baroness and I were just, the two of you have met, haven't you?
Yes, at the ball last night. I loved your performance.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Listen, Cassie, I know I should have telephoned before barging in.
No, that's okay.
Well, it's just that I've been thinking about it all night, and I just thought the best thing to do was to come and see for myself.
See what?
See if Dorian's all right.
Morning, boys.
Didn't you like the breakfast I had prepared?
Oh, no, it was a real culinary delight.
I said I would see to your comforts. If there's something else that you'd rather eat,
You could get the best restaurant in Mendorra to fix me a 4-star meal, and I wouldn't eat it.
Yes. American soap stars, always on a diet.
It's not a diet. It's a hunger strike.
A hunger strike?
Yes. I'd rather starve myself to death than help you dethrone Raymond. So, unless you want an emaciated prisoner on your hands, I suggest you let me go. Now.
Well, if nothing else, you have got spunk. For that alone, I would love to grant your wish, but I'm afraid I can't.
Well, then you might as well take that food down to the moat and feed it to your little alligators.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I was furious when I found out that you had come to Mendorra with your sister. I thought you could only get in the way. But then I calmed down, and I realized that I could use you to my advantage.
Listen, Roland, no one uses me to their advantage. So you might as well tell that goon of yours out there to let me go. Or the only thing you're going to be taking advantage of is a doctor.
I'm afraid you're going to have to get used to staying here for a while. At least until my brother yields to my demands. I want you to make a call for me.
No way, Prince Jose.
You are in no position to refuse my order.
Look, if you want to reach out and touch someone, do it yourself.
This is no longer a joke, Miss Gordon. Now, I put up with your quips and your bravado at the beginning, but that was only because it amused me. But it doesn't anymore. Do you understand me? Now, if I don't get what I want, I will have both you and your sister killed. Have I made myself perfectly clear?
Yes.
Good. Now you will make this call, and you will say exactly what I tell you.
Megan still hasn't come back.
I know, and I haven't been able to come up with any leads. Klaus had some of Roland's henchmen interrogated, but nothing comes up.
Something must be wrong. She would never be gone this long without calling. Please, God, let that be her. Hello?
Sarah! Hi, it's Megan. How's it going?
Megan, I have been worried half to death about you. Where are you? Are you still with Roland?
Oh, one question at a time.
I was up worrying about you half the night. Why didn't you call me sooner?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry. But Roland and I were driving long into the night, you know, under the stars, checking out Mendorra, and we were out so late we stopped at an inn.
An inn?
Yes, it's very picturesque. Kind of like a chalet with a large tower on it.
What? Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Can you run that by me one more time?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just describing where we're staying, that's all.
So are you still at this inn?
Yeah. I was so exhausted when we arrived that Roland got me a room and I fell asleep. I was going to call you, but you know me when I sack out.
Megan, I know you. You're not a morning person. In fact, you're never so chipper this early in the morning. What's going on? Are you all
Well,
right?
I don't know. It must be the fresh mountain air, you know? Oh, and if you're worrying about Roland, don't. He's a prince, a real gentleman. I mean, he's kind and considerate, and he's really worrying about Raymond. He is.
Are you talking about Prince Roland?
Yeah. Sweetheart of a guy. I'm telling you, we've been having a great time. Laughing and joking and yodeling.
All right, just wait a minute now. You are getting really hyper and strange on me. What is going on? Are you
all right? Sarah, look, I gotta go. Breakfast just arrived. Woo! What a spread. strawberries mit Schlag.
Wait a second, I really want to... I'll call you when I get back, okay? Or I'll see you. Better yet. Take care, I'm fine.
There, fine. Are you satisfied? I called her. Now let me go.
Sorry, my dear. Franz! But you will have to remain here at least until I get what I want from Raymond. Oh. With the exception of your feeble attempt to inform your sister as to your whereabouts, I was really quite pleased with your performance. But then why shouldn't I be? You are an actress, aren't you?
Thanks for breakfast.
Kind, considerate, a real sweetheart. What did Roland do to turn her around like that?
I don't know, but I didn't believe her for 1 minute.
Well, you said she sounded happy and cheery.
Yeah, well, it was kind of fake cheeriness. When she's covering something up, she gets this very hyper sound in her voice. I always recognized it when we were kids. She is in trouble, Raymond. I know it.
And I tried to tell myself that there was nothing to worry about, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized they must have been forcing Dorian to get into that car.
That's because they were.
Oops, I'm sorry. See what happens when one is thoughtless? So I was right. Dorian is in trouble.
No, they were just doing some sort of an embassy training program.
Training program?
Yes. For a terrorist attack. You see, my mother's part of a fire drill. You know, so they were doing this thing and she was supposed to do it quietly, and then last time they did it, she resisted.
Right, so they're going to do this every week?
No, this is the last time, for a while, anyway.
Oh, I see. So where is Dorian now?
She's on a skiing holiday.
A skiing holiday? With the coronation just coming out? I mean, doesn't she have a lot of things she has to attend to?
Well, yes, but she's only going for a few days, and she just felt that she could take care of business when she comes back.
I see. So your mother's really all right?
She's fine. Really.
That's great. Heinz said it was nothing to worry about. And I've got to meet him at a rehearsal right now, so I better be going.
Oh. Thanks for coming over. Are you sure that you have to go so soon?
Yeah, yes, I do. You take care of yourself, okay?
Okay, dear.
Goodbye, Baroness.
Goodbye.
Well, congratulations. You just saved your mother's life.
Well, Sarah's not going to buy that story. She's going to see right through it, and then she'll go and tell Raymond, and then those guys will come over here and save me. Someone will be coming through that door in no time, I'm positive. Ah, see what I tell you. Hey! Don't touch me.
You have company.
What is it with you guys shoving a lady?
Megan, Dorian. What, are you one of Roland's prisoners now, too?
No, I chose to be here.
Great. And he promised he wouldn't torture me.
Michael, thanks for coming.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late.
How are you? Yeah, we've lost track of time. We've been so busy here.
Yeah, so I see.
Hello, Michael.
Viki, I see you're determined to win despite the recent negative publicity.
Yes, well, that's exactly what we wanted to talk to you about.
Viki's determination?
No, all this so-called negative publicity she's been getting.
No, why talk to me about that? It's your campaign.
And you're running Herb Callison's. You see, we know you're behind the scenes, pulling the strings. And if you don't call an end to this mudslinging, we're going to publish this article in all the local newspapers.
You're doing a slap a libel suit on you.
Are you saying they're lies?
I'm saying you have no proof.
I paid Brenda a little visit last night. And I saw Burke Winger paying you a little visit last night. Or are you going to tell me it was a social call?
Look, you tried to worm your way into Victoria's campaign, and when that didn't work, you hopped onto Herb Callison's bandwagon. You're calling the tunes, and we know it. Well, you better make it a real sweet melody, or we're going to print this article.
All right. I'll contact Burke, and I will tell her that from now on I want to see a campaign that is focused on the issues.
Yeah, well, we were hoping you would see it our way.
Didn't give me much choice, did you?
Michael, there's one other thing. Herb is basically a very decent man. Don't ruin him.
He doesn't need me to ruin him. Power corrupts, doesn't it? It's the way of the world.
Well, we did it. We got him to back down.
No, that was much too easy.
You don't think you'll clean up Herb's campaign?
I don't know about that. But I can tell you that that is the one man in this whole entire world that I absolutely know we cannot trust.
Gabrielle, it's wrong for you to shut yourself away in a room like this with the drapes and the blinds drawn. It's so dark and depressing.
I like it that way.
Yes. Gabrielle, I know that you've been completely devastated by Max's death. And that you think there's not a single reason in the world to go on living. But there is. Your son, Al. You know that Max's death was just as terrible for him as it's been for you. Oh, God, he needs you now, darling. He needs your love, and he needs your attention.
I know. I know he does. But, Mom, he doesn't need to see me like this. It wouldn't be fair to him.
What is unfair to him is to cut him off like this. I mean, what do you think you're protecting him from? In the midst of life, there is death. He's awfully young to have to learn that, but learn it he must. But he also must see that his mother has the strength, even in the depths of her sorrow, to pull herself together and face the business of the day. Please come with us. It'll be wonderful. It'll do us all the world of good. But especially, do it for Al.
He definitely is my one and only joy.
Yes, that's right. So, come and spend some time with your son.
I'd like that.
I thought we'd go to the Children's Museum. Al loves it there.
Mom. In case I haven't said it. Thank you for looking after my little boy through this time. Max and...
What? What's the matter, darling?
Mummy. I had a dream last night. Yes? Well, it was one of those sort of dreams that you think you're awake, but you know you're asleep. I felt this presence. And I opened my eyes and I called out, and then there was this figure. And it came out of the shadow. It stood there right in front of me.
Oh, who was it, darling? Was it someone you knew?
I don't know. It didn't say anything. It didn't do anything. It just terrified me, and I screamed, and it disappeared.
Yes, darling. It sounds like it was a terrible nightmare.
And it was so real. Just like the dream I had of Max, and that came true, didn't it?
Darling, now don't upset yourself, all right? Listen to me, it's perfectly natural that you have nightmares after all you've been through. But you will sleep peacefully again.
When? And what do I do till then?
I'll tell you what you do. You pull yourself together, and you get out of this room. You go and you have a smashing afternoon with your beautiful son, who desperately needs some hugs and kisses from his mummy. Please, please, will you do that? Will you?
Yes.
All right. Can you give me a smile? That's it. You can do it, you know. Come on. Let's go.
Matt? You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
What does that mean?
Means I made a decision.
You going to see Gabrielle again?
Gabrielle will never know what's become of me. I'll never let her see me again.
Tonight, Rosie can't help meddling in Jackie's new love affair on Roseanne. Then Christine gets a lesson in TV contract negotiations from none other than Coach.
This is Charles Gibson.
And Joan London.
Tomorrow, join us at the U.S. Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida.
Our guests will include